People often say, why is it that construction's really high rates of suicide? Well, what we do know is that they work long hours. There can be a culture of bullying within the workplace. It's very male-dominated, because on average, right across the board in every facet of life, not just construction, but in Australia as a whole, males suicide at a rate of 75% compared to 25% of females. But as I think I said to you off air before, that women, we need to be careful around women because women self-harm and they attempt suicide at a much higher rate than males. But unfortunately with males it's more final. It's pretty, the means is more final, and that's upsetting, right? We need to do something about that. But we know that culture of bullying, there's a culture of drug taking, alcohol, all that. We know that it's a tough industry. We work out in the elements.
Yep.
Right? We work out when it's luckily I've got a desk job now. Maybe you have, Stephen. I'm happy to be inside on a really hot day.
Very happy.
I'm happy to be inside on a very cold day, right? But they have to put up with all of that. But one of the big ones is job insecurity in the construction industry. It's a very casualised, itinerant industry. The life of the project could be as good as the life of the job. It is the only industry that I know in the world they work so hard to work themselves out of a job. You think about it. You've got all these pressures, right? And they're working long hours, then they're going home to the kids, and the kids want to play ball when you get home, and they're buggered because they've been using their body all day.
Yeah, and they wake up at 4 o'clock to go to the construction
site? They wake up at the crack of dawn. I do. I wake up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I wake up with the construction workers only because I've got to travel all the way into Forest Lodge in my office and I want to beat the traffic, right? But I get things done when nobody's around early.
Yeah.
But I'm used to it. I worked in the construction industry, so I'm used to getting up early and going to bed early.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they don't see their kids. The kids probably won't wake up until like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock until the school starts.
About 52% of it's never one problem when we look at all the problems that come in with our case management, but about 52% are relationship problems. So there's a problem for relationships within our industry. So we've got all those problems that build, and then now with extra issues around the cost of living, about the price of petrol, and in construction you're always travelling all over Sydney or New South Wales to for that work. So that's why. There are high levels of suicide that we need. I love the industry. I don't mean to denigrate it. I would never do that.
Well, technically, you're trying to protect it.
Well, we're trying to sort out where the problems are, and then build on that and see what we can do. But what's beautiful about the Mates program is that it's a collective effort. They bring everybody together, and by creating that safe network, a network of carers looking out for each other, we're already halfway to beating the problem, I think. If you've got that inbuilt thing where everybody knows what to look for and then how to connect them to help, we're already winning, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's why globally we've been recognised as, an example of world's best practice, and why people globally are now looking to the Mates program, which I'm very proud of. That who would have thought that, blue-collar industry like building and construction workers in this country would be leading the world in this space.